and there's no punting of categories because everybody's playing for the 200K grand prize, at least on draft day. So I do have a suggestion, and I'll pop in some suggestions from time to time for your listeners. This one's how to win a main event. Okay. Number one, you need to identify breakout players. You need to identify undervalued players. But most importantly, you need to find a way to roster these guys, okay? It's a zero-sum game. Either you get those players, undervalued or breakout players, or your competitors do, in which case you will not win. You need a couple breakout and undervalued players to win any NFBC 15-team main event league. So that's a tip for your listeners. I'll give an NFBC plug real quick. The only place I play fantasy baseball is the NFBC. That's the National Fantasy Baseball Championship. If you're like me and you poured in like hundreds of hours, I'm going back to the early 90s. I used to play like ESPN and Sportsline and Yahoo, where you win like a t-shirt or a banner or something like that, and you pour in hundreds of hours. Thankfully, high stakes events came along, fantasy baseball and fantasy football, and I took the leap, and I'm very glad I did. It's been a huge part of my life since 2004. So NFBC, only place I play, fantastic competition, big prizes. I will say when it comes to me being the career main event leader right now, I see there's a bunch of guys loading up on main event teams this year. Like Phil Dussault's signed up for 11 main events. I think there's another player signed up for 11 main events. So there might be some folks passing me out. I certainly won't do 11. It's just too time consuming. I'll cap myself at maybe 3 or 4. But there are some players trying to get there on volume.
Yeah, no doubt. It's one of those things where, I feel bad for I'm sure there's a lot of our listeners who would love to play in the main event, can't afford to be in it. But I think for my money, it's the most fun, kind of purist, at least, snake draft, auctions are kind of a different thing, but absolutely love the main event. Now we'll get back to the main event, and we're going to get back to some aspects, specifically building out your main event pitching staff that could help people potentially take a main event league down this year. But first, I know you've got a couple bold takes, and I'm really excited to see what they are. So you care to give us your first bold take, Mark?
Yeah, I got a couple of them here. So I know these are bold. Most people aren't going to ride with me on these, and that's fine. Frankly, I don't care. What I do is I'm going to lay out my case to the jury and let the evidence speak for itself. Okay, first, and then you let me know what you think, James. Yeah, like what's the percentage chance of this actually happening?
Sure.
So Robert Suarez ends up with more saves than Raciel Iglesias this year. Here's the evidence. All right. November, Braves sign Iglesias to a 1-year, $16 million contract. December, the Braves sign Suarez to a 3-year, $45 million contract. So Iglesias didn't get the 3-year contract. Suarez did. The Braves temporarily removed Iglesias from the closer role last June due to severe underperformance. So there is precedent for the Braves pulling him from the job. And the mitigating factor here is there was no good second option in the Braves bullpen last year. So, and they still pulled him. Well, now this year, the Braves do have Robert Suarez. And for the closing argument, over the last 2 years, Robert Suarez has the most saves in baseball with a whopping 76. What do you think, James?
Yeah, this is one where I'm kind of I think it's closer to 50-50. And I think your case, like, oh man, it's a convincing case, man. I don't have any Raisel Iglesias. It is kind of weird that one, the ADPs are so stretched apart versus like the Brewers situation where they were kind of bunched together more.
I think drafters are hinging upon what the GM or someone said that Iglesias is our closer this year. That don't mean shit to me. Last year he was their closer. They still pulled him. So I'd love for somebody to make a case that Iglesias is the closer this year over Suarez, that he gets more saves than Suarez. Somebody build the case for me other than the GM said Iglesias is the closer day one. I'd love to hear somebody
Iglesias,
build that.
yeah, no, I'm just going to read their ADPs. I just want to put that on record in case you push the ADP in one direction. People can have a timestamp here for this. So 95 is Iglesias's ADP. I didn't take the time to filter leagues, but then Robert Suarez at 160, something like that.
Yeah,
man,
so
I don't know.
Caution for your listeners. I'm not saying run out there and get Suarez at all costs. I'm saying if Suarez dips and you need a second closer, why not take a shot at that? I built the case, try and poke holes in it. You know, that's all any of us do with any of these players. You build the case why this player is going to be valuable to you in your roster construction. I think I built a very good case. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. Drafters say I'm wrong, but welcome to my world. I go against the grain.
But to your point from earlier in the show about, you need breakout players, like Suarez wouldn't be a breakout from a sense that he hasn't done it before, but he would be a breakout relative to his cost if everyone just was like, Suarez is Atlanta's closer, he's going to be the closer all season, he's going up by David Bednar, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, Iglesias is no pushover either, so I generally don't like getting a closer when there's a pretty darn good second option. So I'm definitely fading Iglesias this year. He won't be on any of my teams. Suarez I will pick up if the price is right. Let's put it that way.
All right. Well, Mark's got a second bold take for us. I love that.
Yeah, now there's going to be some people cringing here, James, on this one, because some people have invested some heavy draft capital in this guy. All right. And once they hear the name, they'll be like, oh shit, here we go. Nick Kurtz. All right.
Oh boy.
He's headed for a full-blown Joey Gallo tribute season. All right. 35 homers and a batting average that falls through the floor. Kurtz's contact rate didn't just dip last year. It total nosedive as the season went on. From August 6th through the end of the season, Kurtz's contact rate was 60%. From September 6th on, it was a miserable 54%. Whether pitchers are catching on or what, 54%. You lose playing time, you get demoted. Nobody lasts in the big leagues. I don't care who you are when your contact rate is 54%. Even 60% is pushing it. So for the folks that have taken Nick Kurtz in the second round or are thinking about it, you just got Joey Gallo. Surprise.
Man, this is a bold one. I love it. I don't have any Nick Kurtz. I mean, I probably should have him in a dynasty league. But it is, I haven't wanted to take him in the second round just because it kind of feels like, it just feels like a trap. I didn't
it is.
Right.
James, listen, for me, this isn't really even a bold take for me. So for me, I go where the numbers and history tell me where to go. History tells me someone who puts up a 54% contact rate or a 60% contact rate, they're not going to be in the big leagues for long. That's what history says. Now, you can say, well, that's a small sample size, and that's a fair case you can make. You can make that case with Kurtz on your team. I'm going to try and win the main event without Kurtz on my team. We'll see who does better.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to bet against the full take being correct. I don't think we're looking at a Joey Gallo. I don't think he's going to have a 50% contact rate in April. But I think what I think Nick Kurtz is going to do is basically exactly what I think Brent Rooker's going to do. And they're going 30 picks apart or